it's like I record the entire thing.
I can do that as well,
Hmm.
but all right.
But it's like the voice stuff is on it as well. It's unlisted,
Okay.
so unless someone has the link, they can't see it.
All right.
So like level one, something like entire like immediately when the wave comes, the quality is always lower by the way, but that's and like immediately when the wave comes, you always want to do 3 autos on melees, 2 on one and 1 on the other. Reason for this being is because you always want to be ahead into level two. It's just like you said, I want to be level two first and then I'm fine, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to use spells to be able to reach that like improved that HP advantage, right? You don't want to
Yes.
use your Q on the wave. You want to use Q on LeBlanc and then hope that she's dumb enough to also step in the wave.
Mhm.
You don't want LeBlanc to be able to walk into lane and then evenly auto with you and then get to around a similar time as you. You want to really get the
Okay.
lead, but you don't want to like hard shove this in. So something a lot of players will do is where they just constantly auto attack 1 minion down. If you do that, you're gonna hard shove and you need to two-wave crash, which is really obnoxious. Because if a player is like semi-decent, they can like play really hard against that and have like the lane here for like almost the entire lane. So right
So
now you're
autoing,
always
the splitting autos shoves hard less. Okay, I didn't
yeah.
think about
So
that.
yeah, the reason why not 3 autos on
Yeah.
one main is because then you have 5v6 and that's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like really hard shoving. While if you just do the 2 here, 1 here, then you have 2 really nice minions where you have HP advantage, but those minions are also still damaging yours like before the enemy shows up or around the time where the enemy shows up. And then
Okay.
this like this Q
Yeah.
is what I call RNG Qs or like RNG abilities, RNG skill shots,
Yes.
where you place them in a certain place because you just know they're gonna hit. Like yeah, of course they're gonna walk like this. Yeah, of course this is gonna be like this. But the annoying part is if this doesn't land, now your Q's on a 6 second cooldown, and you'd have no ability to punish her at any point, and you have to play like in a more back pockets as well, which is obnoxious. If she
Okay.
if she plays
So
this well, she can get one free CS without you being able to punish her with Q. She
so I
sucks.
only
So.
ever so I should only ever use Qs when they're going for farm,
Yeah, exactly. Because
ideally.
that's like the second where like this Q is guaranteed because I mean this like soft guaranteed, but this Q was guaranteed because she was going for the CS, right? Like here,
Yes.
this would be a time where you could move forward in auto attack, but you lose 2 CS for it, so it's not worth. There was like a small movement that's might have lost you a CS, but like yeah, doesn't matter. Here she really ins it. Here you can like your soft movements in here. It's fine to go for another auto attack, but you
The
don't.
reason I do that is because I want to drop minion aggro
Yeah, yeah, but
because their minions are autoing me, so I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like I'd lose the trade if they
No, no,
just keep
like
wailing me the
the
whole time.
yeah, yeah, like the click to the side to like the bush is fine, but clicks more in again for like another auto. Like this is good, and then this happens, she trades on you. I think you even get this caster. Yeah. Like right now, if she autos you, she's losing this trade, but you don't really want to give her like she has sustain advantage as well with the triple crafting potion. So you kind of
I'm
don't want to
stronger.
take.
I'm way stronger level 1 though, because I have just because of my
Yes,
kit.
but it's also like and then like it really works out because she took 2 Qs already, and then she takes the third one. So she's already missing like 120 HP. Probably less. Like that, it's probably like 100 from Qs that shouldn't have landed. But if she plays the lane here differently, then what you do there can be punished. It's okay to go for like something like that, especially if you know
What specifically was punishable?
the very last auto attack you did, or like the oh wait, this is too far. This is too far.
Right before.
No, no, this is all fine.
Yeah,
This
this one.
like this is completely fine. You can't do anything about this unless you want to miss the minion, right? And this trade is really good. At this point, I just walk back to or like you can move up one more auto attack, but Like even this, like this auto attack is like how far as I would keep it. Moving in for this also leaves you open for
Why?
the level 2 gank.
It's very. Those are very low chance though. Level two ganks
Sure,
aren't really something. It's very low chance and it's very jungler dependence.
it's
Like Eve is never gonna level two gank me.
uh, yeah, it's a bit like trading HP versus HP, even though it's a slight advantage towards you. Like the last trade of auto attacks wins you maybe 15 HP.
Really?
However,
She's really low. If I backed off, she wouldn't have gotten that low.
yeah, but this is also taking into account that she took 2 Qs and then takes another Q afterwards,
Okay.
right? Like with the sustain battle being how it is, right? You have more stats and she has more sustain.
Yeah.
Trading HP for like trading HP equally is
Benefits her.
yeah, because or like trading HP and mana equally mainly because she gets the mana as well. It benefits her because she is able to stay in lane longer while you have more power. So if the trades go semi-equal, then she's always ahead. This HP difference is from you hitting her with Q 3 times when you shouldn't have been able to. And now you can just. So when you CS
What
this
were the
minion,
three Qs that I couldn't hit? There was
or
that
wait,
first one, the RNG Q. There was the RNG Q. Yeah, what were the other two you're mentioning?
the Q here, this one, or like this, and the last one here, this one's coming up,
This
this one. That's like something that's if she's able to click OK, that doesn't need to hit like ever.
was she not getting CS there?
No, she was just
Okay.
she was just walking badly,
Oh,
like really
there.
badly.
She wouldn't
Yeah.
walk up normally for it. Yeah, okay.
She also didn't like. There's times where she will go for CS when it's absolutely not necessary to go for CS, and then there's things that are doable and players at a really high level can easily do. However, so many people don't do. It's something I try to talk about with like really high MR players, like challenger stuff, where you can feign going for CS if you know your enemy is decent, but then they say my enemies are never good enough for that to be useful, and they're like, yeah, okay, fair deal. But there are reasons for feigning going for a CS is extremely strong when you're facing a player that's playing like you are. Because what you do is you move in, act like you go for the CS, and then you just click back the second you see the Orianna move forward. And then you auto dodge every
And then
ability
you
they
win.
throw.
And then you win the trade.
Yeah, because they spend mana and CD, and the CD is the big part because the next 2 minions you can just get for free. Or the next one for sure.
So it's something that I should know about, but I can't really make use of it right now.
I mean, it's like. So,
I can probably
yeah,
actually.
so like
Because
to make use of it, you need an opponent who at least is capable of punishing CS. Opponents like that are very rare in general. You have a lot of mid laners who play very coin flip, who will auto shove every lane, and then randomly roam. You have a ton of mid laners like that. Against those mid laners, it's almost entirely useless. Against mid laners that are good, that actually go for like actually punish CS, it's extremely strong. But to to know if it's useful, you need to be able to judge their ability to punish CS by their movement in advance. Like something which is like very easy for like me to say as a coach, especially because I see it in players all the time and I have to be able to recognize it in players all the time. So for me, if my opponent moves in a certain way, I already know if they're capable or not. Like this LeBlanc is very much not capable. When you look at her moving around in lane, running a marathon, right? You're for sure that this guy has no idea about CS pockets or like trading. This position
I
here
mean, she.
is
Yeah.
yeah. Like anyways, what
Oh, you mean? Are you talking about the CS that I let her get there?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like something I wanted to talk about earlier was what you do the second before you get level 2. And this is like, so level 1 is the exact same every game. So any mistakes that happen within level 1, like the first wave treatment, or like within the first 3 waves generally, any mistakes that happen between there are really important to focus on because
Okay.
those repeat every game. And if there's mistakes there, they are there almost every game. It's very
Okay.
rare that someone plays well randomly the first 3 minutes of the game, and or like plays their has a mistake there and doesn't make that mistake otherwise. So like what's
Okay.
gonna happen here is right now this position you don't need to be this far back. Right now,
Okay.
if I were you, I'd either try to match her towards this side because you're gonna hit level 2 first. If you just look at minions, there's one cost or more she has to kill. So if all you do is auto this one twice, you can move into her, and there's no way ever she wins, right?
Yeah.
So clicking this far back is almost always bad because you're giving her room to one CS this, which is like, okay, she got a free CS, which she should never have gotten because you have Q, and now you want to click in. You want to force her off of more CS, right? Your
Yeah.
lane's in a pretty nice state right now. You're not forced to go for a two-wave crash. Going for one would probably be a mistake. You can just really like this is even if she misplays this, she's in lethal range even if you go W, for example. Like if you have
Okay.
ignites, this is already lethal on level 1.
Okay.
And then like you see this click here is not necessary. You want to click here. You want to force her off. You're not gonna hit level 2.
Okay.
The second you hit level 2, you want to abuse it as hard as possible.
In that case, W is probably good, yeah.
I mean, E makes sense how you say it. But
Also, E damage, if I get it off, it's comparable to W.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the mana is comparable as well. I mean, E is 10 less, so that's fine. 1 second. Okay. Just saw
It's
some.
just I realized this when I was watching like an Apto replay
Yeah, yeah,
against
yeah.
him against Kassadin. He didn't use W a single time
Oh yeah,
until his
against
first
Kassadin
back. Just
especially.
Q.
Yeah. If you,
No, 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 he was playing Ori into Kassadin.
yeah, that's what I meant. Like against
Yeah,
Kassadin, you need to, otherwise you just get before you even kill them.
yeah, yeah,
It's something that every student I have that plays a ton of Ori tells others about, where it's like, you really can't spam W. If you spam W, you're gonna be before you kill them. Like the damage versus mana
and it's
ratio is not worth it.
yeah. Level 2 Q is more damage than level 1 W,
Yeah.
and it's half the mana.
But yeah, in this case, like this minion is already at an HP where your ideal place of being like standing is like here or around like this pocket. Is like your
You're right.
ideal. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just acknowledging it.
Oh, okay. No, I misheard you. I thought you said oh really.
Mm.
But like
Okay.
in this pocket is ideal for you right now because there's nothing that she can do about like versus you. Now, if you know that about like some more things about Eve, you could argue that standing like here or even here is better.
She's
But
never ganking this early.
yeah,
It's troll.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So right now you want to stand forward because you can abuse this super hard. And look how like you see this. She can just kind of give up the CS. She doesn't. What? Like this is the most retarded trait for her to ever do. And this is so dumb. If you have ignite and you level W, this is almost lethal here. And now, don't give her CS. Don't give her the melee.
Okay.
See, like, those are times where your abilities and stuff are really strong. And now you want to crash this. You really want to, like, you either, like this, the wave right now is always going to hit her tower. You've got 3 more casters. It's always gonna. So if you don't shove this in, it will end up in a bad position for you unless you manage to solo kill her somehow. Now with how she's playing, it's very possible you solo kill her. But with her corrupting potion open, I think it's very unlikely.
Okay.
So what you want to do here is you want to shove this in and instantly recall and get the Dark Seal or Corrupting Potion or not sorry, Dark Seal boots or Sapphire Crystal, depending on like this. But you want to hard shove this. You want to Q here. You want to E back or W if you have W. You want to hard shove this because unless she really hard ins wave, option 1, 2 you solo kill her. Those are like the two options. Either you solo kill or she really hard ins on the wave. This situation is really bad for you. And what does she do? She's gonna. I think she. That was by the way another RNG Q where if that misses, she gets
Can I
all
see that
minions here.
again?
Yeah. And now
Can I see that again?
you see like this position is very safe and it's very nice, but look at what's happening here. 3 minions. Just wait for it to CS one. There we go. We missed some damage anyways. And now look, Brother LeBlanc. Thank you so much for making the wave okay. This Q is really unnecessary. You can just auto both.
They're both. Okay.
It's close. It's like pretty tight. That was a missed trade. You see? There's a lot of missed trades, and these are all due to like how do you say? These are all due to your clicks not being amazing or your intent not being great. It's a combination of both, most likely.
Okay.
You have some clicks that are really far away from your character. You have some really odd placements of balls, like regularly. Like really regularly. Especially in team fights where your ball placement's like super questionable unless you're like specifically kiting someone. And this by like something other Orianas would buy here is probably the Sapphire Crystal, but this is completely fine too. I don't think there's like really big arguments for either. This is way more power now. The other gives you a nicer base. But yeah, if that gank, for example, doesn't happen, then that's where the 3-wave crash into Cheetah Recall is really strong. Have you heard Nick talk about Cheetah Recalls or?
I hear. Yeah. Oh, Nick is LS. Yeah, I hear him
Yeah.
talk about it all the time. Like when he's like every time I tune into coaching, I hear him mention about cheater recalls. Like when he's coaching like 80 carries and like level 3 just cheater recalls. Like I get what he means. I don't do them enough because I keep thinking I could pressure him here because he's like a third HP, not here specifically, but like in 30 seconds in
Yeah, but
the third wave. Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like
I could pressure him here instead of letting up on the gas and backing.
yeah, but
But I
like
guess
yeah, the fun thing about pushing this and backing is that
she can't
is
back.
that it's way harder of a push on the gas than staying in lane because you force her to base at a timing where you're already in lane, back in lane, and then you shove next wave in as well. So she has 2 waves CS really inefficiently, and then after that the wave is shoved in so it's gonna bounce back, or you freeze it at tower if she messed up somehow.
Okay.
So the weird thing about this now is if she didn't int there with using certain spells on last wave, then this wave is slow pushing into her tower, and now she's like, oh yeah, let me help you. And you say thank you, LeBlanc, for being so nice. And now this, like this here, you can just auto.
I had a feeling I wouldn't have enough time for the cannon if I autoed that.
It's possible. I mean, you always auto cannon first there. Uh, yeah, and then this is just hard shove. But yeah, cheater recall there is really strong. It's something that other Highmark students that I talk to are like, once they've tried it, they're always like, oh yeah, cheater recall's so broken. What the fuck?
Okay.
By the way, you not using E there on Warwick had me like soft heart attack, to be honest.
Okay.
Did you see how much HP Warwick lived?
Yeah, yeah.
That was like after your shield, and your shield blocked like almost nothing.
Okay,
This is funny
sorry.
as well.
Yeah. The pings.
Soft deserve, to be honest. Something you
Yeah, yeah,
could,
it's fine.
something that's like very debatable here is to clear only a couple on recall, and then to walk back onto a freeze.
I would need to clear more than half of that for it to not
Yes.
shove out by the time I get to lane. Is this a cannon wave? I don't think it
It
is.
is, I think.
Is
If I
this a cannon
remember,
wave?
no, it's not.
Okay, then I would need to shove at least half, otherwise it would crash.
I mean, this, you see this position where we're in
This,
right now? This was the
mm,
rough part because you think you're gonna get blue because she pings missing. But the actual mistakes are like spell usage and hitting only 3 or 4 minions when you can hit the entire wave. So right here, if
oh,
if
here.
you see this, just pull it
Yeah,
up to
yeah, yeah.
here and then hit the entire wave.
Yeah,
Or even better, wait for the next wave to arrive and use it on all of them as well.
I see.
And now this Q here hits only 3 when this entire wave's coming in, and now you have this Q hits 1. If you get blue here, that's fine, but and then you see, is this a Q again? Yep, hits 3. And now you're fucked because you're too slow, right? And now these clicks are all like wasted. And now you have this next wave coming in already while you have 2 minion advance, like while
And then it
eco
fucks me
minions.
for the next 3 minutes,
And like
basically. Yeah.
all of this is like, all of this is, fuck, this is really bad. This is really bad. This is really bad. This is really bad. And
I
then we
know.
finally get base.
I know, I know. Yeah, boots there was bad. I should have got, or not getting boots there was bad because
It's fine.
yeah.
It's like I said in the game itself, where get like if you are better than someone, then the only thing you need to be scared of is dying randomly to some cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you build defensive stats, you have more time to show that you're better.
Okay.
This is the reason why someone argued that Riot should decrease damage, because if Riot decreases damage like across the board, just every champion in the entire game like deal 90% damage of what they deal now, then there would be more opportunity for skilled players to outplay, according to him. It's like a
If
proper
there's
Hashinshin opinion.
90% of damage of all champions is what you said?
No, like instead of the 100% damage that champions do now, just take
Yeah.
90% of that, or even 80 or 75. That was his idea. Clicks there were
That
really bad.
that charm I was trying to stall the charm. She got me at the very, very end. Like very end of the 2 seconds.
Yeah, there's some clicks there that were like really painful.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me.
This, like if you just look at
Running
Oriana,
away?
no,
Running
no,
away?
look at Oriana move. Look at Oriana, the champion move.
Yes.
You'll see like precisely what I'm talking about. These are like really painful to watch for me. These auto attacks are. This entire mouse movement is extremely frantic, and it's like you've been in this position for the very first time ever. You see this click here? There's a click right here. Look at what Oriana moves. It moves this direction, right? You saw that?
I see.
It's not okay.
Okay.
And look at the difference between clicks during lane. You see this area? How far
Yeah.
everything goes, right? Even when soft like this, this area, like this is far away. You don't need to click there. You see, like,
What do you mean far away? When I'm wiggling?
like,
Wiggling should be close? Is that what you're saying?
oh, everything should be close. There's never any reason to click. Like like sometimes you click like between here and here.
That's an exaggeration, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, right. I mean, in the fight right there, you will see your mouse spring from like this. These are like big gaps that you're moving from,
Okay.
and you can also just do like what? Why did it get so thick? Oh, that's why. You can also just do this, flick here, and then click back here, because this movement is what you're achieving with this click anyways, right?
Yeah.
So clicking only here saves your wrist and hand a ton of pressure. And it makes it that you can click way more efficiently, way faster, way more. It's something you see with people that have really good clicks. It's something you see with people that have really good intent within their like clicking closer to your character is something you see with people that are good at clicks. And then something you see with people that are really good at clicks is that there isn't any erratic clicks, which there are lots from you in a lot of fights, which shows that there's like serious work to be done there.
Okay.
And then this is just
How
done
would I
by
work on something like that?
the first thing you do is forcing yourself to click very close to your character. By just doing that, you already like improve like the major picture of clicking more and clicking better already by doing just that. And then what you do afterwards is you look at every click and read like try to have every movement make sense somehow. And how to make it make sense? It either involves you getting CS or getting into a position to CS, or it involves you punishing them for going for CS, or getting into a position to punish them for CS. Any click that does something else is generally bad. Like these clicks
So
are fine, right?
so forcing myself to click closer to me
Yeah,
means
that's
during like level 1, level 2 all the time?
yeah, all the time in fights
Okay.
even. You wanna. This is something that most students have a lot of issue with, and it's generally something that tends to make people lose games because it's something that you really need to relearn almost.
Okay.
And with close to your character, I basically mean like where you're clicking right now is like the edge of where is okay, basically. You kind of want to click in this area always. Clicking anywhere further than this, especially when wiggling, is both an increased strain on your wrist as an increase in inaccuracy. Like clicking here, here, here has so much more nuance in like your ability to move, right?
Yeah.
Compared to clicking like here, here, and then I don't know, here. Like it's so much easier to actually control how your character moves. It's like comparable to a fighting game almost, where you can do really big dashy things, but those don't allow you the nuance of walking.
Is this something I should practice with an external program?
No. This is generally not.
Okay.
This is like a
Like
skill
mouse
that is
accuracy.
this this isn't really mouse accuracy. It's simply having your mouse not be too far away. And the reason why this is important is because if it's close, one, you get more control over your character because like it's like imagine a fighting game and you have a controller. Clicking far
Hmm.
away is using the D-pad, and clicking around you is using the stick, basically in terms of
I
movement.
see. Yeah.
And you want to get the 360 degrees of motion. You want to be really fluid in your motion, in your movements, and you want to be able to do really small things as well. You want to be able to do tiny like you want to be able to do tiny steps into right pockets,
Okay.
and that's really hard to do when you're making massive clicks. that have big committance here, opposed to like a click here, which has very low committance. And there's also the fact that if you click here and it's a bad click, it's way worse than if you click here and it's a bad click. Because this is easily correctable to here, while this movement, like something like this is so much longer. It's something that's like, you see how like sometimes it even reaches, you see how erratic your mouse moves there for like no reason. You see how erratic your mouse moves there.
So it fucks me in times like this, basically.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you have like this,
better mouse control, that I easily live.
Yeah,
here.
this just looks like a very stressed situation where, for some reason, your brain went into panic mode. That's how it looks.
Okay.
It looks as if this is these are like the times where you look like a random silver player on your 50th game of Orianna.
Okay.
And then the rest of the stuff is very nice, obviously. And you can be very happy with it, but...
With what?
With your general thought process in lane, which is generally good. It has some mistakes for sure, but your general thought process, your general just matchup knowledge within most matchups, I imagine, and your thought process in terms of, okay, I gotta move like this because this and this, your reasoning tends to be good.
Okay.
However, you shoot yourself in the foot in quite some fights. And when you say, sometimes I don't manage to carry, I imagine that stressing fights like those is the reason. And like, it might not be actual stressing. It might not be you really panicking, but your movement and clicks suggest that your brain at least is panicking somehow, for some reason. Then this is just a bit unlucky for them.
That phase rush was insane, actually.
It's something that the other big Orianna player in LS Discord, or there's some big Orianna players, but the Grandmaster Orianna player in LS Discord always runs phase rush. It allows a lot of plays. Thinking back on this, by the way, it's way better than I thought in a moment.
Okay.
I mentioned that it was greedy, but I think it's pretty fine, honestly. You do miss out on waves, but missing out on Luden is pretty painful as well. I think your only other base there would have been Sorcerer Shoes, which is considerably worse. Oh no, actually you wouldn't be able to get... Oh no, you would be able to get Sorcerer Shoes, never mind. But yeah. Here, it's fine not to shove this, but I think due to LeBlanc, like, you expect LeBlanc to have recalled here. So you just want to shove this out. And then in this situation there, look.
Yeah.
And like from here, I already know Warwick's gonna get out. Right? There's no...
In this situation, okay, but in this situation, I don't have anything better to do. I don't have wards. Wave is shoved.
You just get
Maybe
Raptors.
Enemy Raptors probably down.
No, your own Raptors.
Own?
Yeah.
Okay, this early?
Or
right.
yeah, it's fine. I mean,
okay.
Another thing you can do is ward and go for third plate, because you know LeBlanc's not coming and you know Eve can't kill you.
Okay.
But yeah, like, if I were in this spot, I would get fourth plate down, and then do Raptors, and then get back for wave, shove, and then probably recall.
Okay.
And now this ends up being the right play because Qiyana does, I don't know. And then Evelynn appears to be here too for no reason at all.
Okay. And so it ended up being good, but it's not good in retrospect because results-based analysis.
Like, I mean, it's like, this is a 75% play.
Okay.
And 25% of the cases that play doesn't, like, that play is suboptimal.
Okay.
And
That
then see that's
sounds about right.
it's like fine to go for. This is like a semi-possible freeze depending on cannon RNG, but you don't want to risk it because you have so much gold. Here you kind of just want to shove. If you can get an item from doing raptors or wolves, do them absolutely. But I don't think you can. What do we base on here?
Actually, no. Raptors here is better. Raptors, because I can get a double port Stork here. With this back, I don't have enough. So you're right.
Yeah.
Actually,
We get.
If I go Raptors, although
if you get raptors, then you don't have
Kiana's
to
right
sell.
Kiana's right there though. I need 2 camps. I don't think it'd be enough. I need to wait like 50 gold if I got that.
No, you sell Doran's Ring for 160.
And then get a pink.
No, you already sold Doran's Ring for 160 in that base.
I'm saying if I get 2 camps, I don't have to sell it. So I just
Yeah,
keep the free
I think if you even take one camp with the increased duration of being on the map for like base gold, you should be fine.
Ah, right. Okay.
Although, now that I thought about it, the small raptors might be gone, in which case, then yes, you would need 2 camps. Or you would need only wolves. And then this movement is all fine. Like, there's really no issue with it. You just want to shove this wave and just... Like, LeBlanc has decided that she doesn't want to lane.
Okay.
If she's gonna try to be in lane, you play this entirely different. You focus on
yeah,
punishing, etc.,
obviously.
etc.
I see so many mids just go for random fucking level 4 roams. It just pisses me off when it works.
Well,
Because it's not supposed to.
It's the what does Nick call it again? Is it cheater or
What?
the Moby boots Kiana mid? Shit.
No. I'm talking about literally
Yeah.
going level 4, just bottom for no reason, and me getting a free double CS lead.
Yeah.
And then it just happens to work out. Oh, Cat. It just happens to work out because the bot lane ends. It's just so fucking annoying.
I mean, stuff like that is where you need to learn how to like disconnect from the game and focus on your major goals as like a champion.
Okay.
Where stuff like single CS or like single missed CS, single missed trades, or single enemies that got randomly ahead are very easy for people to tilt over. They're very easy to get emotional over and play emotionally due to.
I don't get tilted over those. I get tilted from jungler camps and shit.
What do you mean with
Also,
that?
that was really lucky. I should have reset.
What do you mean with jungler camps? Oh, you mean when a jungler camps your lane?
Camps, yes.
Yeah.
It's like level 1, level 2 Twitch gank, and then comes ganks me 3 times before level 8 or some shit. And then I barely live, but then my lane state's fucked.
Hmm. Yeah, stuff like that is also where where like jungler camps and such like that, you can make those very inefficient by wave manipulating well. If your lane state is close to always here, it's very easy to play around jungler camps. It's something that other players in mid have issues about, like surrounding, until they start like cheater recalling, taking camps, etc., etc.
Okay.
Then it's considerably less of a problem. Now this roam down, you can just do raptors, wolves, and blue.
Okay.
And you will gain more gold from those 3 camps than you would ever gain here.
This is okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Or like, I guess like doing raptors, wolves, and blue is a really greedy. You probably do like blue and then wolves maybe, unless Mitch like shoved back in.
Isn't wolves more gold than raptors?
I'm unaware. Like
okay.
Precisely.
Okay.
Maybe, but by the way, that's wave right there. It's fine to freeze as well if you're not planning on backing or like doing jungle camps. Like this, like shoving like this is pretty much only good if you're planning on taking jungle camps.
Okay.
I don't know what this is. Like this is actually bad.
What this?
Yeah.
This is fine though, isn't it? Just not going for this. Just letting the yeah, this right here, and then just back off. Like that's fine because
Even
that's
even
obscene
this,
damage.
you kind of want this turret to be alive.
Why minion buffs?
So anytime from now, you're gonna shove this wave in. It will come up until here,
Yeah.
and then you have to wait a long time before it comes back to you. So you're slowing down your own gold rate gain, like gold gain,
Okay.
and getting like a temporary buff, like temporary tower from it.
Okay. It's
But
not
the
something I usually think
but the
about
advantage
when
their
mid
team
lane.
gets is way higher than the advantage you get, which is temporary gold.
So shoving that. So
Yeah,
I could
shoving
have
tier 2
shoved that.
towers is generally bad this
No,
early
no,
in
no,
the
no,
game.
no. I could have shoved that wave and then just gone straight to blue side. Would that have been fine?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I
Instead
mean,
of
now
freezing.
obviously, because Warwick runs down and puts down Herald, you have to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, it's like a really big waste. But otherwise, yeah.
I think I do a camp here because I
Yeah,
need
you do
it
you do blue.
enough. Well, what am I backing here for? No,
Uh,
nothing. I just wanted to back, I guess.
I
Okay. Actually, wait. I
think
didn't need to.
it's
I didn't even need to back.
yeah.
Wait,
I
why'd I
mean,
back?
backing is fine because teams resetting.
No, but I don't need to reset. Like, I don't have anything to buy. I have just
Yeah,
that.
you can just
I
kind
just to do the
like if you
camps.
want, you can just do the topside camps and be fine.
Yeah, I don't even know why I backed here.
Made sense with how low mana you were.
No, but I had blue, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. That's why I said like if you take blue there, then you kind of have to take the jungle camps as well because otherwise this is
Okay.
like an active waste of duration.
Okay. It's a waste of a recall, but it's not technically a waste of duration because I'm not staying in fountain. Like every second that this blue is up, it's regenning mana. So it's not technically a waste.
Yes. However, you don't want the regenning mana to be happening from base to mid lane necessarily. Like,
Because I could get that instead from the fountain.
yes, and it's
Okay,
quicker
that
from
makes sense.
fountain than from blue.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then right now you see this is like the issue of having both towers down, or like even having your first one down. It's because like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna shove further? You can't.
Okay,
You need like a coordinated group to siege there, and it's impossible right now. So you need to like run around the map, get bot CS now, and then you
okay,
can't do anything bot because to crash that tower, you kind of need people mid lane to be shoving and be coordinated.
okay.
It's pretty hard. And here, like it's weird. That Q placement was good. This placement is int. That Q
Why?
could have also been like 50 more range if you did it well, but
That second Q is bad? Why? I want to see.
what? Because it doesn't block off anything. It doesn't do anything. Qs in this area are always good because it threatens. Like this, you kind of want it even deeper in here, but this is like
Yeah,
really threatening. Really threatening. Now it's not threatening anymore. And why is that a good place to threaten? Is
because it's a
because,
choke.
yeah, it's a choke and you force them to almost run around. They want to get to this dragon. They have no clue what's going on. So if you deny their entry here, they're gonna panic. They don't know what to do. They might even run around.
Okay.
And now here, what does this Q do?
Nothing.
Right there.
This RNG Q. Yeah, you're right. This is
I
bad.
mean, you even want it more down, right? What's
No,
this?
just
I mean, you kind of don't want this anyway. Like, it's not doing
yeah.
anything.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. It's an RNG Q
This
basically.
W is really bad. And then this QR, I don't like as much, but it worked out. Now here, when TP comes in and you go for this QW, really nice QW because they ran into it, but in general, you don't want to risk stuff like that when a TP is coming in. Now sure, this is
Okay.
Nasus TP, so yeah. And now we just want to get Dragon Kind. And after this, we want to get either reset or get bot wave. Hell yeah, we get bot wave. You can even get Grump afterwards. Or get tower, either is good. Running mid here is suboptimal because you put yourself in a place where you can't do much. Or where your your added value is very low. If you are mid here, it doesn't change the fact that you get inhib.
Okay.
So doing this is very good. Then we get, I think, only Grump because this one wasn't up. Yeah.
Yeah. I still think this was probably risky. It only worked. I think it worked out. Oh, it just respawned. Literally as I walked away.
The wolves.
Yeah, the wolves just respawned.
Okay. But I think
Like,
if you drag Grump down, then the chance that Evelyn randomly runs down for like towards Grump with almost entire enemy team up.
They
Like if she ever did that, it'd be a big mistake from her part.
I feel like doing that Grump was probably pretty risky. Unnecessarily risky. It didn't improve
fair.
my buy.
That's fair.
Because there's a world in which she just runs down, the team wasn't there. She gets to me 2 seconds sooner and I die.
Yeah, but it's not that reasonable to think that a jungler would just randomly off a base with mid shoving in, with entire top side up, with national opportunity, just randomly run to Gromp and take it.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's possible, but it's not very reasonable. The only person who would do that is someone who's very tilted with the current game state and just randomly wants to get gold somehow, wants to get angry at a jungle camp that can't fight back. Yeah, there's a lot of random stuff, like random fights, small fights that happen where a lot of placements like really weird. You see this queue, which was like in the bush here. It's a bit RNG. Right here, you don't have to wiggle here, you can just kind of wiggle there because you cover both LeBlanc coming back and anyone here.
What was specifically bad? What cues? The one into the brush?
Yeah. Because it doesn't achieve anything.
Okay.
This one here.
That one right there. Okay.
And now here, this click is fine. Moving your mouse here is fine. This click is okay. And now you want to click here.
Okay.
Like towards here. Or you want to just take red. Taking red is fine. Like this keeping movement here. If LeBlanc is gonna dash back and you're standing here, you always kill her anyways. But if
so
you're
many
standing
times
here,
this
then
game.
Hmm?
There's so many times this game she died in her passive. It just confused me a little, I think.
Yeah. And then this, of course, like really weird to go for this. Hey, nice shockwave. Worked out. Let's walk into melee range of Nasus. Again. Oh shit, this is kind of close.
Yeah, yikes.
Hey, I'm so good. By the way, I wonder, have you tried the precision secondary on Orianna?
For what specifically?
The Presence of Mind coup. I've been hearing a lot of things about it, but I'm unsure myself.
No, because I normally go spellbook.
Yeah, I mean, if you go spellbook, then you always go sorcery secondary.
Yes, yes. And I would say it's not good because with this build, I want early game and Fresh Blood gives me so much healing in lane, along with the Ravenous Hunter.
Yeah. So reasoning I've heard up until this far is that phase rush in terms of like phase rush versus spellbook, in terms of like late game strength. I mean, in general, phase rush is really strong in lane. Like phase rush, like #1 rune in terms of if you want to be strong in lane and solo kill people. There's not a single rune that's stronger at that than phase rush for Orianna.
I like my free ignites, level 6.
I mean, you can run phase rush ignite.
I like Ghost though. Ghost is so nice.
hmm
Like, you're right in that I don't get as many kills level 2, level 3, but I can get as many kills. I can get kills that I normally wouldn't get, and some kills that I could get with Ignite, I can get with Ghost anyway, because I'm in range for another Q, for another auto.
hmm
Sums with the spellbook are really, really nice. Like the free
Yeah.
barriers, free heals, and Smite is really good. TP, free TP. If I get a
hmm
really, really bad back, I can just TP to lane 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
It is
like,
sometimes a bit soft cheater, but yeah.
what do you think about TP mid? Do you think it's overrated?
No, it's probably the best rune in most matchups. Like extremely high level, it's the best rune in most matchups. And
Okay.
then LCS level, it's the best rune in most matchups because most LCS mids don't know how to play, or like they know how to play matchups, but generally suck fundamentally, or aren't great
They
fundamentally.
gotta
Better way
import
to
them
say it.
anyway, though.
Hmm?
Gotta import them anyway, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's some good imports. Yeah, NA mids very sad. NA ADs beginning to get very sad. The one thing NA used to have better than like EU or it was their bot lanes, but that hasn't been true for a long time. Now everybody's like, oh yeah, NA junglers, ooh. And then we see people like this Kiana or enemy Evelyn who like never takes
I mean,
camps either.
this is plat. It's kind of
Sure,
bad indicator.
sure. Yeah, hey. And then like in fights like this, you see this movement. So, what are you trying to achieve here? Look,
I think I'm trying to flex to get an ult. I think that was my reasoning at the time, but it's very unnecessary.
That's
Yeah,
the
that. Yeah. Fucking yikes.
But it's like I understand what you're going for, and like it's not even why are you doing this because I don't care about the fact that you're doing it. I care about how you're doing it because that was like if you want to like move in and soft limit test, you don't play it like that. You don't walk in melee range of Soraka for no reason at all. Like what?
I think I was saying we could probably siege Nexus because we had Kate. Oh no, we
You
had a not Kate. We had a
did
Syndra.
say that or something of the like, but
I don't know. I thought we could have kept pushing.
wait, let me
I think that
hear.
was kind of bad. That was
I'll
kind of
just
bad.
run.
No,
just
no, no,
blue.
no, no, it's a bad call regardless, honestly.
What do you think about
Regardless of what I
swapping
thought at
over?
the time, it's still a
Yeah.
bad call. It's still inefficient as hell.
Anyways, team ins down a bit. We just get more camps. We get more camps. Hey, we got nice item. Oh, this some fighting again. Let's look at our ball placements. By the way, you see how this ward's still around? It's because this is really hard to remove from red side.
I see.
Like because if to remove this, you have to come through here, which can be hard if that bush is pinged. Because
So I should always get blue trinket level 9.
yes, I think in almost every situation, blue trinket is better than green one. If solely for the reason that you can use it defensively.
If laning is still happening at level 9, level 10, and I'm ahead, would you still think it's better to get wards?
Wait, so it's level 9, you're still laning. I generally think it's better to get blue trinkets because the green ones force you to move into a certain direction and spend time, like spend tempo that you've gotten at like for that, opposed to using it somewhere else.
And so for blue trinket, I should always spam it, right? Just spam random wards that they can't clear.
There's some theory that that's bad. I think that that's generally, there's very little wrong with that. Reason. Oh, yeah, this super int as well. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Like, look. Where are you clicking?
What? It's okay, I live. What do you mean? It's not a. Oh no.
By the way, now look at that trap was very obvious.
yeah. No. I was just bad.
No, but like, look at this. Look, like this already is like, oh yeah. No, but like you can QR this and they're dead. You know.
No, don't show me this again. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Oh, okay. Okay. To be fair, this trap looks like his like a really big gem on the.
No. Wait, it's on a staff.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Staff. It's on the same color. I got scammed.
So it looks like a big gem.
Oh god.
Yeah, with the blue trinket stuff, there's people that are like, the blue trinket's too valuable as a scouting tool to use it defensively, and therefore it's not amazing to spam it. But I think spamming it in the following positions should always be good. So spamming it in this bush here, you can spam it in either this, or if you want to be defensive, you can spam it here and here, right? Like if you wait, let me erase one of them. Get that. If you want to be generally safe, you can do there, and there, right?
I think you wait. What was the second place? Both in your blue?
So this one is like the bush, the new bush.
Yes.
So the new bush, the bush behind blue, and the bush in front of red. And then you could do this one too, but this one generally gets cleared. And all of these will stay for a long time in general. And if this one is cleared, it gives you very important information.
So if I'm ahead, I should just spam it because I don't need to scout, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then other places that can be good is like this bush here. Like even just like a side bush is generally harder to remove than you'd think. If you place it on your side. If you're behind, you want it even more because yeah.
If I'm behind, I should save the cooldown, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've talked to a lot of National League teams about, or like quite some National Team or National League team players about this stuff, and they believe that the scouting you gain can be way more valuable than the defensive opportunity you gain.
Okay.
These are like the same people that tell me that Ravenous Hunter is extremely more valuable on support, or like going domination secondary on support is not worth the cost of missing out on fucking inspiration.
And then you see post damage, and then you see in the post damage it gives you 2k, just one fucking rune, and then you try to tell me it's bad.
Wait, which
2k
one?
healing. Ravenous Hunter passed the game. Like this game is probably like 3k healing or some shit insane.
So
like I don't want condition.
Something that I was talking about a ton when the new rune system was first released is that Ingenious Hunter is technically for competitive play the best out of all options for most champions that don't care too much about runes.
Well, for what specifically?
Trinkets.
Really?
Yes.
That counts? Wow.
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Your trinket cooldown gets reduced by the amount, which is very balanced.
And it's still not. It's still.
It's barely.
Oh, they've nerfed it a lot. If they've nerfed it a lot since then, though.
No, they didn't. It's been unchanged as far as I know.
They nerfed the duration, the war duration, like season 7 or something, when they were
Oh.
removing Tracker's Knife, I think.
Oh, no. The Ingenious Hunter has been.
Ingenious Hunter, yeah. I'm saying they nerfed trinkets like a lot since then, I think.
Oh no, there's barely
Like,
any changes.
I'm pretty sure they reduced the duration of trinkets when they removed Tracker's Knife. I might be wrong on that.
But Tracker's Knife was already removed before we got Ingenious.
It was removed season 7, wasn't it?
Season 7 we didn't have new runes.
Season 8? No. Was I thinking about season 8?
Like this new rune set is only last season, no?
8? You might be right on that.
Yeah,
sure. Because they did stat changes this year. Okay, I don't know then.
Yeah, the new runes are from season 9. And then this movement's like, why? Look how you click to dodge everything? You can just kill her.
I was a little scared, because Eve Burst is high.
Yeah, but you can do those run movement while hitting her.
Okay.
Your Q doesn't have a cost time or something. Your Q doesn't have an animation for you either. Like,
okay.
The beautiful thing about Orianna is that her only spell with an animation is her ultimate.
Is her ult.
So you can always kite and you can always throw out abilities back whenever you're not doing it. It's not good.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ingenious thing, I was talking to a lot of mainly support players about it, but they were always like, yeah, not going Inspiration is too big of a burden, so you can't go Domination.
Also because they're not relying on trinkets as much.
So my reasoning there is if you get the red trinkets with Ingenious Hunter,
yeah,
you're really like it's like a 30-second cooldown, or like a 40-second cooldown, I think it was.
Okay.
Which is really insane. Like, never mind.
You probably get a warding something as a second. That would be good.
Yeah, I've even been talking about like, I think high competitive play. It could be possible that you reach a certain stage where every person on a team goes domination secondary or primary for Ingenious Hunter. But I don't think we'll reach that.
It's actually really cool, Tech, thinking about it, because there's still good stuff for support. Like Fresh Blood's still really good for lane. There's like the warding stuff you get free AP.
And then the zombie ward is also good.
Yeah.
And Poro is also good because there's a bug with it.
What's the bug?
I'm not entirely sure how to do it, but there's a bug to have the stats you gain from Poro, Ghost Poro, permanently be there. Because you can bug out the Ghost Poro by swapping trinkets or something like that. Which gives you the stats Ghost Poro gives permanently.
Okay.
And those stats are equal to the stats of Eyeball Collection fully stacked. As far as I know, or similar. So yeah, reason for that blue trinket, you see it right now, right?
I can't tell where Eve is, or
no. You understand like the value of this blue trinket?
Yes.
Because if you just see this area, you know where the entire team is.
I see, yeah.
And if at any time someone's coming from here, you always see them instantly.
Okay.
Only Eve can flank, yeah. And if Eve's flanking here, she's either coming from here or here, never with the team. So most likely is like here, I think. Where does she end up being? She ends up being behind you or something? Oh, over wall. Really random position. Really random R. And then this is a fight where we Heartstomp later. Because Kiana comes back and Syndra makes a good play. So here, what can we do here? This Q's fine. What can we do here? We want to Q like this into this bush or like in this area. This E is really not necessary. You can Q first. You get the vision already. And then Syndra gets a really nice Q there, and they're scared. And now you want to Q here. Why? Because you want to deny them entrance, right?
So I want to Q for zoning.
Yeah.
Q for zone. So like that fight there, and the few fights before is the same points that you told me earlier. It's just a lot more conscious with the way with what I'm doing with my Q.
Yeah, it's like Nick used to call this like Orianna is like controlling two champions almost, because you also need to control where your ball is, because if it's in a bad place, you can really fuck up. And here you use a ton of mana on the wave, and this is okay if you're running like Presence of Mind, but yeah.
I'm never going Presence of Mind.
Yeah, the reasoning for Presence of Mind is that the mana it gives you is really insane. Like both in fights and like the max mana.
I shouldn't need it, because I'll have blue buffs later and I'll have it managed.
Yes, kinda. But yeah, it's very possible that soon-ish optimized Orianna runes are precision secondary. It's very possible. I mean, if you go sorcery first, of course.
Like I took my runes from Apto, and I feel like he would never ever go precision, because he wants runes to be effective in lane and effective, get the advantage itself.
Yeah.
Because like precision doesn't do shit during lane.
Yeah.
And, like Coup de Grace, it could help you with the solo kill.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually do much.
Yeah, it's very little.
I also think that competitively precision isn't good enough.
Okay.
Because it relies on getting a very hard 5 kills. Which, funnily enough, is really hard in competitive play. Or 5 kills / assists. 5 takedowns, which shouldn't be too hard, but well, apparently it is. But yeah, really what you need to work on is mainly your clicks, your Q placements, and then your level 1. If you remember that.
Yeah, level 1.
Level 1 to 2, it can be way better. And then past that, I wasn't able to see you like properly wave manipulate against someone who's doing something okay. Like this something's very easy to play when you just auto shove and then take camps. It's very easy. However, if you play versus someone who's playing normally and trying to stay in lane, you don't want to auto shove. You don't want to perma shove. When I started out coaching, I had this big mistake, or like big misconception, that you always want to be shoving, because it creates pressure. And for competitive play, I think a lot of teams think this is true, but I think peak league, it very much isn't true. There's something to be said for perma shoving waves into tower, but in general, you can abuse people way harder when you have the wave in front of your tower, and you're way safer, and junglers really can't do anything against you. So you really want the wave in like this area / the middle of the wave of lane always. You never want it like past this point if you can prevent it. And if it's past this point, you want it for a recall or like a soft roam that's like really, really possible, or a war timing or something like that.
I just call those torches.
Yeah.
My torches, their torches. I should never be past my torches.
You never want the wave past their torches. Unless it's pushing into their tower directly, and you're recalling, etc., etc. Or you're using it as a bounce, and then you use that to either recall or roam or whatever, you know? That's the one time it's fine to have the minions past the torches. Otherwise, yeah.
Oh, no, what are you saying?
I was saying, like, otherwise, the only time we're having it here is like okay if it's very short, and it's like the first 2 waves, or not the first 2 waves. If it's the third wave and it's around here, and you're gonna crash it, that's the only time where it's fine. Otherwise, it's always bad to have it stuck there.
And generally speaking, I'd always want ideally, I always want the wave near my torches.
Yes.
There's no reason to not have it anywhere else.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason for it being close to you allows you more opportunity to punish enemy CS. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
now, yeah.
If it's close to the enemy's tower, it's so hard to really punish well. It's so hard to punish CS when they're standing on a tower. To consistently do that when you also have to think about a jungler. When it's on your side of the map, it's so easy.
The one question I have about that is if the waves meet near their torches, right, but it's gonna push back to me, like slightly towards them, would I want to not have a wave of not trading so I can have the wave set up for the next few waves? Because if I trade with them, my Q's gonna go through minions, I'm gonna auto them, draw minion aggro. That's gonna push the wave. Would I want to have a wave where I don't
Something
trade
you
with them?
can do is you can look for Qs that don't hit the wave, and then only hit that Q and don't go for the autos.
Okay.
And this is something that Hitler likes to call a free trade, where
Because it doesn't manipulate the wave whatsoever.
no, because you don't take return damage.
Yeah.
It's entirely free.
Oh, I see. That's what they mean. Okay. Or he means.
Yeah. And you want to do as many free trades as possible and as little RNG trades or return trades. In general, a lane is best played if there's only a mix of free trades and all-ins. There's some exceptions to that, of course, and there's some necessary exceptions to that. But generally speaking, the only types of trades you want are free trades and all-ins. If the enemy is reciprocating damage, then that's like either them really overextending, or you not dodging an ability, or etc. etc. Oh, what, the Caitlyn's actually going that build? It's so funny.
What build?
The quadruple crit cloak.
Is that a Korean thing? I've been seeing that a lot actually.
Yes. So
I saw
yeah.
Jin's go it. I thought that was fine.
Yeah, it's only done on Jhin and Kate as far as I know. Or mainly done on
Why
those.
not anyone else?
So Kate's kills really hard off crit.
Yeah.
Because headshot crits are her main damage. Or like her main big damage thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you get those with traps, E, etc. So for Kate it makes a lot of sense, and for Jhin he has crit scaling as well. And the idea is that you rush up to 100% crit, or 75%, and then you build them into Essence Reaver, or like Essence Reaver is possible, I think, i.e. Storm Razor and a crit item, right? Like those are all possible. And generally you just sit on the cloaks and then finish one of the items and then finish a Zeal item or finish another AD item depending on gold. And then later you can either
No, what were you saying?
And then later you can either like sell one to get defensive items, or you can finish all crit items and just have really strong spikes that way.
The moment I saw that Storm Razor had crit, I knew it'd be stupid broken. Because you just go, like, every single AD carry is just gonna go, Storm Razor IE. It's just so obscene. No, like, Zeal items are stupid now.
I disagree.
How so?
You don't get the attack speed otherwise.
You get a lot through Zerkers and,
You don't go Alacrity.
Bloodline too good?
Yeah. You need Bloodline as well, because you don't get lifesteal in your build. The only people that go Alacrity are the Blade of Rune King buyers. So you only have Zerkers, and that's not enough attack speed for most carries. So you really need Seal items.
So it's only really AD scaling carries.
Yeah.
Like really hard AD.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like Draven, Caitlyn, maybe? Although Caitlyn really wants something else as well. Like MF it's okay on. Jhin, you really want RFC. Like even Lucian, you really want RFC or FPD.
I see. Okay.
I don't think there's any AD except for like maybe Draven that doesn't build Zeal items.
Okay. I guess you're right.
Even the Blade users build Zeke items or Zeal items. Like,
Blade's not as good on AD carries, I feel. Just the path, like
oh,
it's
the path is super nice.
not the path. How do I put it? Like you want to get IE within the first two items, but like Blade IE is really anti-synergy.
Oh yeah, that's why you don't go Blade IE.
Yeah, but then you don't have Blade, you don't have IE like for a long time.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's why you go Blade Ginsu's.
Yeah, for those that buy it,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
Twitch,
the
like
one
people.
other champion is Twitch goes Blade Zeal into IE generally.
I feel like this is like just random, or doesn't really pertain to anything, but I feel like going crit is probably better. Maybe for
I've
lane.
seen some go crits. I'm actually now I think about it, I'm unaware of the like complete Twitch build currently. Have
I
to
feel
check
like
Rata
I
stuff
feel like
for it.
I would feel like going crit is a lot better on Twitch.
I
The
remember
o-
seeing
the
quite
only
some crits like crits rush Twitches.
like Ashe is unique because crits scale differently, and champions like Varus, Cog are different because they go Gwynsus too. But everyone else, I feel like
In Fane,
Blade isn't
same.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone else I feel like Blade isn't as good on because crits
Yeah,
just way
basically.
better.
Tristana, it's okay on.
Okay, because she
Tristana
scales really well
mid,
with attack speed.
Tristana
She
mid
scales.
and top should always
Yeah,
go Blade.
that's
Bottom you
different
go
because she's
crits.
laning.
Yeah.
That's different because she's solo laning. She doesn't get a free lane.
Yeah. I mean bot lane she shouldn't either, but oh well. I think in mid and top is generally done because it allows for more solo kills and you
So,
don't require the hard scalings as much.
so I wrote some stuff in a notepad. So definitely the first thing I have to do is get better at clicking because my clicks
Yes.
are really, really bad. Click very
Yes.
close.
Yes.
Level 1, the 2-1 auto. I need to
Mhm.
pressure every CS because there's times in the lane where I cleared my CS. I don't have any of mine that are low, but
Yes.
they have some
Yes.
that are low. I should step up for that. Ideally, only free trades, all ins. Oh, wave. Always keep wave near my torches.
Mhm.
And for later, always get blue trinket level 9 and make sure that when I'm in fights, I don't waste my Q. I have to
Yeah,
zone with
and
Q and be very careful with it.
abuse jungle camps.
Ah, right. Thank you. I forgot about that as well.
And I guess
Um,
don't run into melee range when you don't have to.
yeah, that would help. That would help.
Especially in
'Cause
games that aren't
I think
as obviously winning at this one.
I think I bait myself too much into staying in auto range. It doesn't really matter. 'Cause, like
Yeah.
subconsciously want as much damage as possible, right? But autos don't fucking matter on tanks late game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Don't think that's like the. I guess it is, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, it's a bit sad that we had to skip quite a bit of lane and then LeBlanc played cheater champion, so.
Yeah, you. I used to want to play LeBlanc so much, and then I played LeBlanc like a month ago, and I'm just like, this is just a bad champ. Like literally, you
What?
have to play her perfectly, so perfectly, like on a major edge, like fucking Jace top or Lucian bot. Not Lucian as much, but like you either play her absolutely perfectly or just don't play her at all, because it's just like I use the term tightrope. Like you're putting yourself on a tightrope by playing that champ. Just why?
Yeah, I have to win so hard as well. Yeah, it's honestly been ages since I saw like really insane LeBlanc, even
So
in
this
pro
is
play.
all. So this is all I wrote down. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Not currently, or
Okay.
not like from this game.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's yeah.
What stuff?
There's some in terms of like the trading or punishing that players like Dopa tends to not do in certain matchups, even though it's very possible. Reason for it being that it can be high variance, but it's something you tend to see players like Caps Perks do, and players like Rookie do.
Should I watch those players?
I think Dopa's
Gameplay?
completely fine, but it's something
Thing
that's
is, yeah.
it's something that you will see him sometimes miss trades for seemingly no reason, which is weird because you're trying to not miss those.
Thing is, every time I want to watch him, he's playing fucking Talon or Castellan. It's like, well, I guess I don't get to watch any gameplay
Oh
now.
yeah, those aren't very useful now. Nemesis can be good as well.
Mm,
I think Doinby can be okay, but watching Doinby is very much just watching someone maximize gold.
okay. So mostly rookie caps. Just
Well,
their
not Caps
stream.
anymore. Caps plays AD now.
Oh right, yeah, perks now probably.
Yeah, I think
Fakers. Is
Perks
Faker
streaming.
still good?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Faker's good. Showmaker if your streams, definitely
Oh, I heard
Showmaker.
he's obscenely good. Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
I'll write that down. Cause like
Showmaker
he's always
absolutely.
top of solo queue.
Who's the other guy? Yeah, Rookie is really good. Chovy is always good to watch. Yeah, I think in general Showmaker is probably best mid in the
Okay.
world.
You don't hear that very often.
You hear that very often.
I don't hear it very often, I guess.
Oh, you like
Or like, I'm not saying it's a bad opinion. It's just something I don't ever hear. That's what I
it's
mean
like
when I say
something
that.
you used to hear a ton at Worlds lead up, but after like World performance, they were like, "Oh yeah, he's shit." It's like, no, did you fucking watch Lane?
Yeah, man. Totally. G2 like actually weren't shitting their pants or anything going into quarters, right? Because Showmaker's not good.
Yeah.
Like people say G2 underperformed, but like if
No,
what
no,
was it like that one talk show
I
with the
think the sad thing about the Worlds was that every single team underperformed. Like underperformed. Like even FPX soft underperformed. Like there
there's
were
that one talk
very
show.
very little teams that played up to expectations, which is why I personally think that for most people this is one of the more disappointing Worlds.
I think last year was more disappointing. Oh yeah, cool. Like 2 or 3 upsets in quarters. The rest of the tournament's utter fucking garbage. Just 3-0 blowouts.
Yeah, I didn't mind last year so much, but I can understand why people hate it. But like this year's is mainly sad because like last year's I was like, okay, IG or SKT is gonna take it, right?
Yeah.
Or I think SKT was the leading team from Korea at the point. Can't remember. Griffin was
Okay.
looking okay too. But yeah, it was actually like, oh yeah, either of those teams are gonna get it. NA's not gonna make it, and EU as like kind of Fnatic, kind of G2, but they both really look mediocre.
Mhm.
And then that's kind of what happened as well. But
What do
this
you
were
mean? Everyone last year was saying Fnatic's gonna win. What do you mean?
sure,
All
absolutely.
Fnatic's fans telling me Drox is best jungler in the world.
He was playing really insane in solo queue up until then. Have to admit, his Crane solo queue was really insane.
Do you watch solo queue? Like
Barely,
the replays or what?
barely. I watch streams very rarely. Like I have to be in specific moods for it.
Aren't OPGG replays broken now?
Yes. As far as I know, they are. The only way I think it's currently possible to watch replays is to look someone up in League client on the right server, and then like downloading their replays that way. I think that's currently the only way to do it. Because
Yikes.
Riot's been doing a lot of things to make like checking out VODs basically impossible.
Is that a conscious decision by them?
It has to be.
They don't want Spectate Faker again,
I
despite it being utter bullshit.
I think that's it. No, actually no, it doesn't make sense for Spectate Faker. But no, I think it's intentional because they want players to use their replay system.
But their replay system doesn't give me replays.
No, the thing you can do is if you are logged into League, you're able to download people's games.
Only from my server.
Yes, which is really.
I didn't even think of that. Wow. But only in my server. Ha ha ha.
It's
Any
really
myths.
unfortunate as well. And in the beginning, it only worked with friends as well, which is like, oh yeah, I want a session. It's like, oh okay, do you have a VOD? And they're like, no, but like I have them on my account, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna add you on my fucking account. I even had sessions where I had to like log in on the guy's account to watch the replay
What
because
the fuck?
Riot removed the options to watch it otherwise at the time. So sad.
What the fuck? Okay.
The lengths people have to go through to get coaching sometimes, you know? But yeah, it's just sad. And we used to have the fucking ROFL files, but those aren't able to be used anymore. They removed the option to play those.
Ruffle files?
So how it used to work is you would download the replay, and it would
Yeah.
enter a folder like somewhere in app data, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think, oh no, my documents. In my documents, it would enter my League of Legends replays, and then that file you could just send, and then I could place that file into the League client thing, or not the League client thing, but the League game thing, and then watch the replay on my PC.
Okay.
But they removed that feature by removing the .exe we used.
Okay.
So now it's entirely impossible, and then OPGG started stopping having every single game viewable because Riot changed something else. Now, I think certain OPGG is still possible, like if you record the entire game. Oh wait, let me actually close this recording because it's already